Meghan Markle's mortifying Independence Day weekend lie has just been exposed, and it will honestly make you believe, does this woman tell the truth about anything anymore? So don't worry, we're unpicking the madness with Brittany, editor.
So Meghan has posted some stuff on her Instagram that I really want to take a look at, and I really want to just say, what? No. And explain, but again, I just want you to see it. The idea of putting fingers in mouth and then going back and touching the food really grossed me out. She did that a lot on the cooking show too, and I said, why would you do that?
Meghan Markle just dropped a campaign where she's sucking on fruit and dipping her fingers into food like it's some sensual spread no one asked for. And honestly, it's gross. Who eats like that on camera? Lip-biting, wide-eyed, finger-licking weirdness. It's giving a deranged brunch aunt energy. And now, her looks are finally catching up with the circus behind the curtain. Let's see the motto behind this madness.
Play that. This is not me speeding this up. This is her actual Instagram story. And don't worry, we will take a look at all of it. I just want you to see it. So it's playing that, what is the name of that? Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B in the background. She loves nothing more than a charcuterie board. So she's showing that.
And Brittany, it all spawned from this post where she wrote on Instagram, our second date, this is in reference, of course, to her and Harry. Our second date was the 4th of July, 2016, and H brought me cupcakes to celebrate. Now, all these years later, our two children are in on the tradition. Happy Independence Day. May your day be as sweet as these cupcakes. Pass me the sick bucket. But anyway, Stephanie Sidley wrote, Meghan has 4 different miscarriage stories, so this behavior seems completely normal for a narcissist, in my opinion.
So now, their second date was on the 4th of July? Strange, because they once claimed it happened right after July 1st. Did July 2nd and 3rd disappear? And Harry is bringing cupcakes to celebrate American independence? Odd flex. But hey, Meghan's timelines are always suspicious. Whether it's her kids' birthdays, royal milestones, or how many dates it took to bag a prince.
Her cupcakes there, and even the cupcake in that picture from 2016, do not look sweet at all.
No, they really don't. And also, it's just a bit like, Brittany, this is such a desperate attempt, isn't it, to try and link Independence Day and this weekend, this all-American celebration that she is trying to own with her very unhappy marriage.
And it's sort of weird, too, for Harry as a British royal to be that invested in too and bringing her cupcakes for the 4th of July. That's just a little odd.
And yet Harry and Meghan, through all of this, I think, are just showing the world how childish, self-centered, and self-obsessed they are. It's actually, I think, a shameful publicity ploy by the Sussexes, and they're milking this for all that it's worth. They know that essentially, with their distance from the royal family, they're becoming increasingly uninteresting to the public at large, increasingly irrelevant. This is a way to keep them onto the headlines, onto the front pages.
Meghan's obsession with tying every holiday back to her and Harry is getting exhausting. Her 4th of July rollout? A total flop. She showed off a cocktail that didn't even include her own rosé, and that sad-looking platter screamed last-minute panic. It's like she forgets what she's selling. 4th of July? More like 4th-rate influencer energy? Well, the whole thing was embarrassing.
Because we can actually listen to the sound on this video, and there is a theory about this, Brittany, because this is the first time that Meghan has not used copyrighted old pop songs in one of these videos, which means we can play it. In the past, she has tried to stop people like us using her very cheesy videos because she has used copyrighted imagery. And there is a suggestion, Brittany, that might actually be for financial reasons. But by the way, I think the platter is basic.
It's lost on Meghan, but not lost on the rest of us, that there's an irony to somebody clinging on to titles you can only get from marrying into the British royal family and then going on to celebrate a holiday that marks independence from the British crown. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, of course. I mean, that's like the least weird thing that she's done, right? That's just so her. But
That platter, basic at best. It looked like something thrown together 5 minutes before guests arrived. No style, no substance. But here's the real tea. The background music. Gone are the pricey, licensed tracks. Now she's using free iMovie audio like the rest of us. For someone who once flexed Netflix budgets, this sudden switch screams budget cuts. Allegedly broke? Let's just say the vibe isn't royal. It's retail clearance.
Hard to tell what Harry and Meghan's finances are, but we do know for sure their house is a money pit. That's 100%. A house that large costs an enormous amount of time and effort to maintain. Yes, it might have some of the best features, but it still was sat for many years. So much of their money goes in there, so much of their money goes into security, and I think the additional ridiculous costs go into their PR efforts. I think they pay an exorbitant amount for the ridiculous amount of PR that they have. But when it comes to this sort of copyright music thing, I don't know if you can monetize reels in the same way that you can, let's say, monetize shorts on YouTube or something like that. But it is a curious move from her.
like Meghan to miss an opportunity. Okay, so she's merching this holiday, right, and trying to show her products, but then she makes a gin drink. Why wouldn't she try to make a sparkling wine or something? Or some sort, what is that? That's wine spritzer drink with her rosé. She wouldn't think about something like that. Instead, I don't know, she's doing whatever this is here.
It's clear Meghan's scrambling to crack the social media code. Remember that ShopMine launch? Yeah, it's been collecting digital dust for months. Now she's back with royalty-free music and bargain bin energy, likely hoping to squeeze a few coins from content that just isn't hitting. Her posts scream, "Please engage," but the audience isn't buying it, literally or figuratively. At this point, the only thing trending is her desperation. And this time, she didn't even promote her products.
I don't think her company at this point is raking in any money. And so so much is going out, and I think very, very little is coming in. And I think their Netflix deal is very tenuous for the end of this year. I don't know if Netflix will renew it, but they'll definitely renegotiate terms, and they will not be favorable to Meghan or Harry if Harry is even included in the deal at all.
They come in, they realize there's nothing going on. The staff gets in there, they show up to the mansion in Montecito, and they realize Meghan is just sort of strutting around in her little jean shorts with her scrawny legs, putting together little rainbow fruit platters. She doesn't have a lot going on. I mean, she did one drop. I think she did one drop of her jams and jellies and dog biscuits or whatever the hell she's selling, and she's already done. She says she's gonna wait till 2026 to do more. That is who Meghan Markle is. She's lazy, she doesn't want to work, she doesn't want to do anything. Prince Harry really has nothing going on. The rest of us, because apparently they're broke. Apparently Prince Harry and Meghan Markle aren't as wealthy as they purport to be. I believe and have said for years.
From firing staff to using free iMovie audio for non-copyrighted music, the signs are blaring. They seem fully broken now. It's all starting to scream damage control. Harry's eyeing the royals again, while Meghan's busy testing social media tricks to stay afloat. This isn't strategy, it's survival mode dressed up in filters, fruit platters, and desperate brand deals.
Heart Mom on Instagram, and there she was, absolutely, using the usual platitudes about how brilliant M was and how lovely the cocktail was. I think they do a lot of drinking. In fairness, they don't do a lot of eating. And she said, "Here's to freedom, to friendship, and to finding moments of joy wherever we can. Grateful for this day, this sunshine, and this perfectly chilled cocktail. Thank you, sweet Em."
And then, look, I have friends. Look at me dancing. Okay.
No one's ever called Meghan sweet, and this holiday post was just another desperate PR stunt to fix her image. But it's not working. Scroll through American Riviera Orchard and Meghan's own page. You'll see they're basically the same account. Recycled content, double-posted videos, zero originality. It's like watching beige on beige. Her team and friends keep hyping it up, but let's be honest, it's dull, directionless, and flat-out embarrassing.
And obviously this was the shirt that she very famously wore during that miserable Wimbledon appearance next to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, when Catherine was desperately trying to... Gosh, she just looks so weird in that most recent picture, doesn't she? It's like really psychopathic look. But What's interesting is that, well, let me take you through a few of the opinions on it. So the Royal Grift said, Meghan Markle now recycling clothes or deliberate to remind people she was once in proximity of Catherine, the Princess of Wales, total fall from grace.
There was drama over that shirt because Meghan never recycles outfits. But suddenly, she pulls out this outdated, unflattering shirt right after Catherine wore a similar one in her cancer video. Coincidence? Hardly. Meghan clearly watches the royals like a hawk. And let's be real, her fashion taste is awful. She should have chosen literally anything else.
Almost everything she does, you know, the paparazzi strolls, what have you. I mean, now she does social media, but she used to do more paparazzi strolls, almost always show up after a big royal event or around the same time. I mean, she's very calculated about that. She says, oh, she doesn't care about the royals, what the royals are doing or what have you, but she obsessively is tracking them and she's obsessively reacting to them.
Instead of rocking something boldly American, think stars, stripes, or even an Old Navy tee, Meghan showed up in a bland, half-baked outfit that suspiciously echoed Catherine's recent look. No red, no patriotism, just another quiet copycat moment. She's clearly still in royal competition mode and losing. Honestly, it's getting sad. Meghan, the game's over. You're not winning. No matter how hard she tries to be royal, she just can't pull that off.
Now, Meghan's mold take on this was Meghan Markle has been busted once again for stealing and copying another women's aesthetic. Meghan is no supporter of women, but she is a bitch who steals from others while lying about uplifting other women. And this was actually uncovered by Truth Above All. And when you look at the images there, Brittany, you can see there very much is an as ever like aesthetic. And this is the beautiful French private chef in Los Angeles, a former supermodel turned celebrity chef, being closely watched, stalked, in my opinion, by a jealous duchess. My opinion, and I'm sticking to it, even her dishes are carefully borrowed for inspiration. Seen so many things borrowed or stolen over the course of the launch of this business. I'm thinking of the aesthetic from the Pamela Anderson cooking show that she stole for her Netflix series. I'm thinking about the beekeeping and all of the farmyard animal stuff which she stole from Catherine. It just feels like this constant thing of not having any original ideas.
At best, Meghan's inspiration looks like imitation. At worst, straight up plagiarism. From her branding to those overly curated dishes, it's all suspiciously close to a French private chef's work. If it happened once, maybe we'd let it slide. But with Meghan, it's a pattern. Nothing feels original, just borrowed, rebranded, and served cold with a side of delusion.
Because I did see it from Nancy Sidley too. I don't know if it's someone different, but she said Meghan Markle has to call it flower sprinkles. If she calls it confetti, then she would have to admit she stole the idea from Akila Rallyford Gould. Meghan knows her squaddies are not sophisticated enough to ever have heard of Bloom Ranch or even afford the items they sell.
It definitely could be. I mean, Meghan could, she might be able to like copyright flower sprinkles or something to that effect. I don't know where the copyright stands on that angle, but Meghan is really obsessed with the idea of the flower sprinkles being her thing.
When the reality is she's a grifter. Fake it till you make it. We don't accept that anymore. We want authenticity.
Even those signature flower sprinkles? Stolen. Is anything in Meghan's world actually original? Without the royal title and Harry's last name, this brand would have sunk on day one. She doesn't use her products, doesn't believe in them. It's all smoke and dollar signs, no passion, no purpose, just a cash grab. Meghan doesn't care who's buying as long as the money lands in her account. That's not branding, that's grifting.
On her own. Like, we've seen their sort of creative endeavors on Netflix and Spotify and Lemonada, and Harry and Meghan are bereft of any sort of creativity, in my opinion. Neither one of them have it, and it's very, very clear at this point. And I think we see this reflected in Meghan's brand.
Well, indeed, because of course, Harry, remember all of those ideas Spotify gave him. Look, just make a bloody podcast, we'll do anything, and he couldn't go with any of them.
There's even growing backlash now about the wine, specifically the American Riviera Orchard Rosé, and whether Meghan's story adds up, or if she actually had anything to do with it. This viral comment from Sean43 says it all.
Posted, she did not create that wine. We own Whiskey River Ranch Winery in St. Helena, California. She bought that bulk grapes non-vintage from Kunde in Kenwood. It is sold to others on the bulk market and they can put their own label on it. But no, it is not bespoke. She didn't taste the grapes and choose the blend. We are in our 21st year here and we know what's going on. Trust me.
Even the wine appears to be copied, with original creator Sean43 calling out how outrageously overpriced it is in a media post. At $30 a bottle and a forced 3-pack minimum, it's less a luxury and more a trap. There's no sign Meghan crafted anything herself.
Whole situation with the wine, I think how she has run this, I think is really going to offend consumers, especially if they get it and they go, this was not worth $30 in the first place, let alone having to pay even more than that for the wine and the shipping and everything. And I think Meghan, again, is looking at another blunder in her launch.
It's bulk wine, rebranded, repackaged, and pushed out for profit. Classic Meghan move. Another overhyped product, another blunder.
I was offended by this weird, overtly sexual sort of sucking on the fruit, and it's just the weirdest sort of thing to put out.
It is a little odd, like she was probably just taking it and she was going to eat it, but yeah, it's a little strange how she kind of
She looks deranged, Brittany. She increasingly looks deranged. It's like, this is a woman whose looks are now starting to match her personality.
From that bizarre fruit-sucking, finger-dipping video to overpriced, possibly copied wine and recycled outfits, Meghan's entire 4th of July rollout was peak cringe. The post was unsettling, the eating, deranged. This wasn't classy or curated. It was chaotic and confusing. She's not building a brand, she's unraveling in real time. And the only thing she's selling is secondhand embarrassment.
This is Rob Green from Braintree and Essex, who wrote to the Times of London. Sir, if it is possible to decommission the royal train because the royal family no longer use it, is it not also possible to decommission the titles still used by the king's youngest son on the basis that he and his wife are no longer of any discernible use to the people of this country?
If you cringed even half as hard as we did, drop a comment below, because we know you've got thoughts. Smash that like button if secondhand embarrassment is your new aesthetic, and don't forget to subscribe, because when Meghan drops another mess, you know we'll be here to roast it to ashes. See you in the next royal disaster breakdown.